Has someone in your life ever offered a suggestion to you that you never would have thought or done? In today's first episode of Spilling the Beans, I share my journey of how my YouTube adventure started, how it's going, and what 2024 has in store for Bean Gaming. And that begins in
Three, two, one.
Welcome back to the first episode of Spilling the Beans. Every new episode of Spilling the Beans will start off with a question for you, and after you think about it, please leave a comment in my Discord server in the Spilling the Beans Episode 1 channel, or leave a comment down below in this YouTube video. So the question is, has someone in your life ever offered a suggestion to you that you never would have thought or done? Well, for me, that would be becoming a YouTuber. I never thought or even dreamed or even considered of becoming a YouTuber. So I want to share that with you and how my journey had started and how it's going and what the future holds, like I said earlier. So over the course of most of 2023, people have asked me, Bean, why did you decide to become a YouTuber? Well, let's take a little trip back. It was towards the end of the pandemic, and even during the pandemic, when we weren't allowed to hang out with our friends and family and just kind of had to stay at home, I started playing a lot of Call of Duty with my best friend. And Call of Duty was a game that I have never played before, and it became fun in the beginning, then it got kind of competitive, and it got to a point where I became really good at the game, or at least pretty good at playing with the people I was playing with, and it just became too competitive, and I needed to take a break from that. And as anyone knows, that when you're playing competitive games like that, then it does get pretty frustrating. You have people that hack into the game, you have aim bots and all those cheaters and things like that, and that was causing me frustration. I'm like, you know what, that's too much. I need to take a break from this game. So my kids were home a lot, and they were playing Roblox quite a bit. And they're like, Dad, come on and play Roblox with us, or at least check some of this stuff out. I'm like, all right, let me take a break from this Call of Duty stuff. And at least Roblox, I don't think at the time, because I didn't know. I had never played Roblox before, I just heard about it. Like, Dad, come on and play with us. I was like, okay, it seems like something where it's not intense. Maybe not intense at all, or at least not to the level of Call of Duty. So I checked out a few games that they were playing, started playing them. And the first game that they showed me was a game called Smoothie Factory Tycoon. Totally not competitive at all. Just exactly what I needed to kind of just relax and take myself out of the real world. And like I said, just relax and play and have fun. So I played it for a little bit and had some fun. And eventually they shared a game with me called World Defenders. And I'll talk a little bit more about World Defenders in a bit. But those games were pretty fun, pretty cool. And eventually they were like, Dad, you know what? You should probably make a YouTube channel. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I have no idea how to even do it or anything like that. I just watch YouTube videos. I don't even know how that stuff works. It's like, well, you should. You can probably get some subscribers and people watching. And you know how kids are. They want, telling their dad. How cool would that be to say my dad's a YouTuber? So maybe that's what they were thinking. I'm like, all right. I mean, I was a little bit hesitant at first, but I went on YouTube, saw some videos, and I figured all I have to do is just record and upload, and that should really be it. That's all my knowledge of being a YouTuber really was. Little did I know. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'll try it. That's fine. Maybe it'll be fun, and the kids will get a kick out of it. So all I had was a set of headphones with my headphone microphone. I had the YouTube editor. And I didn't even know I didn't even know what a thumbnail was. I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't know that you had to put time and effort into creating thumbnails. So that's what I started off with. My first video was in World Defenders. And all I did was record my video, and then I uploaded it. I put a title on there. I slapped some... Actually, I don't even think I put a title on my thumbnail. I just let YouTube pick out one of the screenshots or take a screenshot of an in-game action or whatever was going on, and I put it up there like, okay, this looks good, and I went ahead and uploaded it, and I think maybe 5 to 10 people viewed it, and I was like, oh, this is sweet, this is awesome. And so from there it just kind of evolved, and you get better over time. and you just learn some things and you watch other people's videos and see what they do, and and get some advice from other people and just try and improve, because that's the main thing. You just want to try and improve a little by little each day. And so that's where the struggles of being a YouTuber come into play. Now, from where I started to where I'm at right now, I know it's night and day. And I think I still have a long ways to go, but I'm really happy with where I'm at. And I'll get to that a little bit later. But what are some of the struggles of being a YouTuber from my perspective? Well, it takes time. Because when you're first starting out, and you don't have other people doing your thumbnails, you don't have other people doing the recordings for you or doing the video edits or putting the final product together. You're doing everything on your own by yourself, and that takes time. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to put in the grind, you have to put in the struggle, you have to be willing to learn, you have to be willing to grow, and you have to be patient. If you don't have any of those, then it's going to be really hard, and you just can't think that you can make money right out of the gate. That's not it at all. And I wasn't in it for the money. As I said, I did it just because I thought my kids would get a kick out of it. And so some people's goal is money, and eventually that's what it might turn into. But again, it just depends on the person. So for me, it was just like, all right, my kids are going to kick out of it. Let's go ahead and do this. And like I said, you have to learn to become better and watching what other YouTubers do and try and pick up on what they do. One of the struggles, actually probably my biggest struggle that I face, is I'm very introverted. And if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like a person that keeps to him or herself versus someone who is extremely outgoing or even outgoing, which is called an extrovert. And so as introverts, we're about 25% of the population, roughly. And you can tell, and sometimes when you look around in a group of people, or you can just, I can pretty much pick out those kind of people right away. You see the extroverts bouncing off the wall, that's kind of what I think about it. Or those the people that just love telling stories and just the excitement you see in their faces. And you can hear it and see it in the YouTube videos. You can definitely pick out which people are introverts and which ones are extroverts. So those extroverts people, they can kind of be the life of the party, and people are just naturally drawn to those kinds of people. And so those people that are extroverts usually end up doing a pretty good job just because of their personality. And with me being an introvert, I still think that's something that I struggle with from time to time, believe it or not. And I have talked to a couple different people, at a few different of my subscribers, and they said, Bean, you're an introvert, how can you do this? I'm an introvert as well. And so I just let them know, hey, I'm just doing what I like to do. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I get to meet a lot of cool people along the way, and the interactions that I have, and again, the people that I meet, and just having fun in this journey. So when you put that all together, then it kind of can bring you out of your shell a little bit. And like I said, you just got to keep improving and improving and improving. And so I do generally care about people versus making money and getting the views. Now, obviously, when you reach, if you didn't know this, once you reach 1,000 subscribers, then you're eligible to start making money. And that's kind of the goal, right? You want to reach as many people as possible. And the more people that view your videos, then the more money that you make. It's really that easy, or quite simple. But there's some more things involved with it, but that's the main thing. You get ad revenue. And I think if that's the only reason that you're going to try and be a YouTuber, that's probably the wrong reason. You want to make a genuine connection with people. You want to show people that you care, which is, now, I'm not going to talk about this in this episode, but that's one of the reasons that I became a teacher. Is I like being a genuine person, making genuine connections with my students, and eventually you care about them. They become your family, and that's kind of how I view my YouTube subscribers. It's a family, and they're supporting me. I try and put out good content for them, and it just kind of goes from there. And so, like I said, I started off with World Defenders, and then World Defenders kind of branched off into the house, and I started off with Smoothie Factory Tycoon. There's a couple other games that I've played in between, but those are my main two projects, I guess, at this time. My main two types of videos that I do. And then Circus Tower Defense is relatively newer on the scenes. And so I've done a couple of videos with that. And then there's a few new projects I've been working on. A few developers of independent games got a hold of me and asked me to look at over their games and see if I can help them out and get some more people playing their games. And so my last video I did was with Mushroom Defenders, and then I have a video coming out very, very soon. I guess I'll tell you what it is. I don't really want to, but I'm excited because the game is called Zombie. Oh, what is it? I can't. Zombie. It's Z-I. Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? I'm going to think of it in just a moment. But it's a zombie tower defense game. Zombie Invasion. There we go. Zombie Invasion Tower Defense. And that's something that I'm going to talk about in my next video. But I don't want to give too much away. But it is a ton of fun. And I think that people are really going to like it. And I'm excited to share that video with you. Anyway, but that's a couple of my newer projects. Mushroom Defenders and the Zombie Tower Defense game as well. Another thing that I notice with some of these YouTubers that I cannot do, and this is just how it is. I'm not critiquing at all. This is just me though. But I have to be genuinely me. I can't be fake. In other words, let me give you, since I play the house quite a bit, let me give you an example of this. And this is just me coming up with a random example. So, you know, it's cool to watch people or YouTubers open up urns, or in other games, they open up pets or things along that nature. Anytime you have people opening things up, then it always draws people into, oh, what is this person going to get? And it's always fun to see these people get something cool. But at the same time, I don't want to be like, and here's the house example. I don't want to be like, you know, I go and I summon one hero and I end up getting a bone collector. I don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, I got a bone collector. No way, this is so cool. Because to me, that's being fake. Everyone has a bone collector, and bone collector is not that good past floor 1. Yeah, I mean, you can even go into floor 2, but besides that, it's not very good. It's one of those starting heroes that everyone should get, but it's not something you're going to flip your lid over. Well, there's YouTubers out there that do this all the time, and maybe they get a ton of viewers from that, and so be it, but I just think they're being fake, because when you're fake excited, I mean, yeah, maybe that does draw people in, but I can't be like that. That's just not me. So when I have my Mega Hydra, and I don't know if you've seen that video, I have my Mega Hydra and I'm trying to put a rank on it, and I end up getting Eternal Glory, I'm going to flip out about that, because that's awesome. At that time, it was the best tower in the game, and you get that best tower with the best rank on it, then I'm going nuts on that. You know what I'm talking about? And even with Fallen Angel, that video that I did with Fallen Angel, I tried to get Nightmare on it, but I ended up getting Infernal, and I was really happy with Infernal, and I accidentally clicked off of it. Well, lo and behold, I think I ran about 20 to 30 more curses on it, and I ended up getting Nightmare on it. So yeah, I was flipping out. I was going crazy about that. That was fun, but that was genuinely me being me. And so that's something that I take with me when I do every one of my videos. I want you to know that this is authentic me and not me trying to be fake because I need to be, because I'm trying to draw your attention in. The next thing that people ask me is, Bean, when are you going to do a face reveal? And people started asking me that between probably 100 and 200 subs. I thought about that, and I started jokingly say, well, 10,000 subs, that's when I'll do it. That's when I'll do a face reveal. I had no idea at that time that I would get to 1,000 subscribers, get to 2,000 subscribers, get to 3,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh, wow, this might actually be a thing. I might have put my foot in my mouth when I said 10,000 subs. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I think if I keep going the way I'm going, keep trying to improve, keep trying to expand what I'm doing, then it is a possibility. And I think people would want to see the face reveal at 10K subs. Now, I jokingly tell this to people that say that 10K subs is the face reveal, or even my students when I'm at school. I'm like, you know what? 10K subs will do a face reveal, but at that time when I do the face reveal, I might lose subscribers. But I don't know, man. It's just something that I didn't think was going to happen, and now it seems it's still some ways away, but I still think that is a possibility, and I'm going to be happy to do that. There also is a running joke between myself and my students, and my students ask me, you know, you should go play me one-on-one in basketball, because I'm a big basketball guy, and that's going to be another one of my episodes. But I tell my students, you know what, I can't go play basketball because wherever I go, ESPN is going to be there, NBA TV is going to be there, TNT, and my fans are going to come ask for autographs, and it's just too much. Our gym can't hold that many people. And so that's kind of a running joke that I have, and that's why the 10K subs, that was kind of a running joke too, but like I said, it just might turn into a reality, believe it or not. I hope it does. That'd be awesome. And if that does happen, then I am going to have to get a better camera. I just have the regular USB 2.0 generic, go buy at Amazon camera, but I would want something good. Or actually, you know what? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do want a crappy camera. That way, I don't know. But I do need to get the proper setup for that. And I don't know. I'll be happy to do it if we do reach 10K subs. Another thing that people ask me, and this is just very, very, very recently, is why did you redesign your logo? Well, let me explain the story. So, back when I started playing Roblox, YouTube wasn't even in the picture. It wasn't even a conversation piece. And I was just using my regular username, which everyone sees. I mean, when I do my videos, you can see my username on there. I don't care. But then it started turning into meeting all these different players, and they had these cool little nicknames. And I wanted to come up with a nickname, but I didn't know what to do. And so this is kind of the story of Bean. Now, I tried to think, what could I change my character, my avatar's name to, so that it had a cool little nickname? And I thought about it, and I thought about my dog. And my dog passed away last year. I had 2 dogs. My dog Bean passed away last year, and then my other dog Shadow just passed away last month. And I thought, what a cool way to remember my dog, and let me just name my little avatar Bean. So as soon as people read, oh, this is Bean, oh, are they baked beans, are they jelly beans, or this, that, that's what people think of right away, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's actually the nickname of my dog. My dog's actual name is Coda, but I call him Coda Bean. And I think that's a great way to remember him. And that's why for a little bit of time, I thought about a logo redesign. I just didn't really put too much thought into it. But then Virus, who is the manager of my Discord server, he's like, yeah, I should have told you this earlier, but you really need to think about maybe a logo redesign or an avatar redesign. Or I'm sorry, not necessarily an avatar redesign, but when you're chatting in Discord, how you have your little icon there, you should probably consider changing that. And so that's when we came up with some different ideas, and then I thought, hang on a second, my dog's name is Bean, that's my whole character, that's my gimmick. Why don't I try and make an avatar of my dog? And so he did some AI searching, and he came up with a few different ideas, a few different sketches, and they were okay. He did a pretty good job finding that stuff, but I wasn't overall satisfied with the logos that were being produced. So I said, well, you know what, I'm at a pretty big school. Let me see if there are any artsy kids in my school and see if they can come up with anything. And so I talked to a few people. Long story short, I was hoping that one of the students would be able to help me out. I thought we were on the same page. And then we kind of came into our Christmas/holiday break. And I'm going back to school tomorrow, unfortunately, but I was going to touch base with this student tomorrow. But let me backtrack a few days. And this kind of goes into upgrading everything that I've been doing. So I did upgrade the program that I was using. And the new program that I'm using now comes with a whole software suite. And one of the programs has generative AI. And it's like, you know what, let me just try typing in a few sentences here, or a sentence about what I'm looking for. And it came up with the current logo that I have now. I did have to make some changes to it. I did have to put in the background. But as far as the dog is concerned, with the headphones and playing on the controller with the computer in the background, that's what the program came up with. And it gave me some different variations of it. But I looked at the one that I currently have, and I'm like, this is the closest thing to not only the looks of my dog, Bean, but this is exactly what I was looking for. The cartoon-ish nature of it, but it doesn't look like a little kid. It looks like a serious gamer, but in a dog style that resembles my Bean, that represents the entire product or logo that I'm looking for my don't know if the right word is, or product, or I'll think of the word I'm looking for eventually. But the whole business model of what I would envision of my channel to be. If I had to start all over again with what I know now versus what I didn't know back then, this is the logo that I would have started with from day one. Because the little Roblox logo is cool. That's the OG logo. That is day one, hit the ground running, let's go ahead and do this. And I did modify it a little bit. I did update it a little bit, but that's not what I envisioned my channel to be. And so now with what I have, I'm very happy with it. And also you can see that in my videos now, which there's only a couple of them, that I use my updated intro. But if you watch the intro to this video, this is exactly what I was looking for. And I used a couple different programs to piece all this together. But I am super, super, super proud of myself for being able to put it all together on my own without anyone else's help. Of course, I use different programs for it, so the programs kind of guided me in the right direction, and they gave me some templates for it. But I put it all together, I made the final call on it, and that's what I'd like to do moving forward. So I'm super happy with where it's at right now. And yep, there's going to be people that are like, I really like the old logo, and I understand. I mean, I loved it too. But this is what I want it to be moving forward. And so whenever you have a brand redesign, then you have to understand some people aren't going to like it, some people are going to like it, and some people are going to love it. That's just how it works. But you have to be comfortable with yourself and what you're doing. So I am totally comfortable with what this design is and moving forward with it. So I do appreciate all the support for that. And again, that goes into the introduction redesign as well. I had an introduction, and that was that little playful little kitty, and then we were on the road to 2K with a little bean avatar within the little race car, and I thought that was cool because I learned something new. I learned how to animate and move the little bean character in the race car. I did it on my own. I learned how to do that, and while that may not seem like a big deal to some people, it was a pretty big deal to me. But moving forward, like I said, this is definitely the direction that I wanted to take it. Plus, with the Roblox character, the Roblox avatar, that kind of limits me into what I want to do. That limits me only to Roblox games, which there's hundreds of Roblox games, but that limits me to just Roblox games because that's the Roblox avatar. Where the new Bean character, the dog, that doesn't limit me to anything. I can go anywhere I want to with that. And that's another reason that I really like the generality of the new Bean logo. I can take it anywhere. Plus, eventually what I want to do is get a website going where I have t-shirts and I have mugs and other things like that. And I don't know, I just envision this thing growing. And so I'm super excited to share that with people when it eventually comes out. So, once again, I appreciate the support. You can see that there's people that already have bought the OG Bean Gaming Roblox t-shirt. There's people that have already bought the new one. And so thank you so much for that. Your support means a lot. Even if you don't buy it, it doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy what we're doing here, then I appreciate you being along for the ride. It means a lot to me. And back when I was only at 50 subs, 100 subs, I was able to talk to a lot more people. But now, with the growth that this channel has had, I feel bad because I can't connect with everyone like I used to. The best way to connect with me is by watching my videos and also by posting comments and also by leaving comments in my Roblox group and leaving comments in my Discord server. And I've had to expand. It can't just be me anymore. That's why I'll talk about this momentarily. With the Discord server, I have other people that are able to help out as well. So what does 2024 hold for Bean Gaming? I'm going to keep doing videos for the house. That is probably the hot game right now between that and World Defenders. I don't want to go into the detail about the house versus World Defenders or World Defenders versus the house. We know it's the same development group, but I still want to continue doing videos for both of those Roblox games. I want to keep supporting those developers. I really, really like what they do. And then you can see recently I hopped on Circus Tower Defense. I did some videos there. I did a couple of videos for Mushroom Tower Defense. Eniash does a great job with his game. He's working on it all the time. And then with Zombie Invasion, I just started reviewing that game. I think I started actually yesterday. It was either that or the day before. and I'm learning about the game right now, so that way when I make my video, I'm hoping as soon as tomorrow. No promises though. So that would be Wednesday, January 3rd. No promises. But that way when I do my video on it, then I can be really knowledgeable about the game. I don't just want to hop in and kind of start from scratch and kind of guess as to what we're doing, but I want to guide you in the right direction because it actually is. It actually blew my mind away with how good it actually is. The developer, I'm going to talk about him in a little bit more detail, but both a developer for Mushroom Tower Defense and for Zombie Invasion, those developers are amazing. So what are some other things for 2024? I want to do some collabs with some other YouTubers, and I don't want to say names just yet because there's a handful of YouTubers that I do want to work with, and it's not necessary that they have more subs than me or less subs than me. I want to make a concerted effort to try and help other people out. So, and get them going in the right direction. That's another reason why I wanted to work with Mushroom Defenders and Zombie Invasion, because I think those are pretty good games. And and it's your opinion. You don't have to like them at all, or you can maybe it's your new favorite game. I don't know, but I think that those developers work so hard on their games that they deserve a chance. One of the games that I did a video review for was called Together, and at that time, no one was playing it. And I did a couple of videos on it. I know I did a live stream, and I did a Discord live stream of it. And his game was actually growing. This is one of my students that made this. And his player count ended up growing a little bit. And I just checked it the other day, and he had 4.5 thousand people playing it. I'm so happy for him. And I don't think it was me that got it going, but I would like to think I was at least a little part of that, because if you don't have anyone playing your games, then Roblox doesn't suggest it to people. But as soon as you have some people playing it and searching for it, then Roblox will put it on the map. And once these games are on the map, then you know at least people are willing to try new games. And then if they like it, then, well, obviously your player base grows. So I'm hoping that I can do that with Mushroom Defenders. I'm hoping I can do that with Zombie Invasion. And I'm so happy for the developer who I personally know with Together. And then another thing is Spilling the Beans. I still want to keep doing these self-interview/stories. And the reason I want to do this is to make a bigger impact than just playing Roblox games. That's one of the reasons I wanted to become a teacher, is to make a big impact on people. And I enjoy doing that. It makes me feel good that I'm helping other people. So the stories that I've had throughout my life, I want to share some of those because maybe you can relate to me more than just the guy that sits behind the microphone here and tells you about World Defenders, or tells you about The House, or tells you about any other games that I've discussed with you in the previous videos in the past. I want to share some of my personal stories with you, and maybe you can relate to that. And I'd love to get your feedback on those experiences that you had as well. I want to try and I want to try and do the self-interview kind of deal once or twice a month, because some of the other plans I have with Spilling the Beans is I do want to do interviews, this podcast deal, at least once a month. I'm going to say once a month to start, with other YouTubers. I have some people in mind that I'd like to do a Spilling the Beans podcast with, and so I'm hoping that we can work out a January time frame with those people, but it's going to be probably one person a month at this particular time. And I also am interested in finding out if game developers or creators would be interested in doing a podcast with me. I have so much respect for anyone who puts a game out there. And I'm not just talking about a Roblox game, but Roblox games are typically, they start out smaller. And you have these kids and even teenagers and young adults and even anyone really can make a Roblox game, but you typically find it's in between, I would say, roughly 15, 16-year-olds to late 20s. That's the age range that I've typically found that are developers. Now, of course, there's outliers there, but it doesn't matter. I just have a ton of respect for them, because whether or not the game is popular or it's not popular, you are putting yourself out there and you're risking it. And you have to take risks in order to see what works, what doesn't work, and overall grow as a person. So it doesn't matter to me how many people are playing your game. It matters to me that you're trying something new, and that's awesome. That's why I just have so much respect for those people. And so I do want to finish this up here and say some thank yous to some people here. First of all, I want to say thank you to Virus, who is my Discord server manager. He put it all together, and he is the main man when it comes to the Discord server. And we put together a pretty good mod team. We have Max, and everyone knows Max from World Defenders in the house. He's the head mod in those Discord servers. Max is awesome. We have Danny from Danny Plays. He does a great job. We have Busy, who's always active in my Discord server. And we have Shane as well, just kind of rounding it out. And so we have a really solid mod team, and those guys do a great job. All of them, from Virus, Max, Danny, Busy, Shane. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank everyone that is listening here. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed and supported me from subscriber number 3. Actually, let me back up. Subscribers 1 and 2, which were my kids, and then all the way through where we're currently at now. So thank you to everyone who takes time out of your day to tune in and watch any of my videos and now my podcasts. I want to thank my students at school, because we have a lot of fun with this. Whenever I surpass 100 subs, I go in intervals of 100 subs. I let my students know, and they always start clapping for me, and they do it every single hour. So every new class that I get, we always talk about, hey, I'm at 2,100 subs, and they all start clapping for me, and we just have a great time with that. So thank you to them for all the support. And even for Christmas gifts, a few of my students have gotten me Robux gift cards, which is absolutely crazy. So I want to thank them and all my students for the continued support there. And last but not least, the two important people are my kids, who ended up getting me going with this YouTube channel. And who would have known that it would have grown to be where it's at now? And even though we hit 3,000 subs a couple weeks ago, I think that we can still grow and have a great impact on people. And so I love you too, and I thank you for you guys giving me the idea to, I don't know, just to try this out and see how it goes. And I hope that I can inspire you to do things in your life and help you reach your goals and dreams. So with that being said, I cannot wait for episode 2. Thank you everyone for listening, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know when we put out another episode. Episode 2 should be coming later this month. And again, if you read the question from the beginning, or if you listened to the question in the beginning, I started off with, has someone in your life ever offered a suggestion to you that you never would have thought or done? Please leave a comment in the YouTube comment section below, or please leave a comment in the Discord server. I'd love to hear your feedback or the answer to those questions. I'll try and answer or respond to all those. And thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, and talk to you soon. Bye.